welcome to the very first episode of the Nude Food Cooking Show.
Today we're going to cook lamb shanks and a pumpkin spinach. I've got some buffalo feta and walnut salad.
Fantastic. Now we really are thinking about everybody all around the world. So if you're in a cold climate, of course you will love the lamb shanks, and the pumpkin is very warming. If you're in a cooler climate, just ditch the lamb shanks. So oven on to what?
180, 350.
180, 350 Fahrenheit. Okay, so chopping away the onion, the celery and the carrot, and we're just going to make a little mirepoix, which is a very fancy term which just means
chopped up.
Now the basis for this is to give it a bit of flavour. You don't actually eat any of these.
Well, you can do.
You can do?
Oh,
really?
You can pop it into like a... No, we probably will do actually.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But it certainly has to add flavour.
Okay, and there's some nice little garlic.
We've got a nice, this is lovely local garlic.
Local garlic.
Open it up. Put oil in the pan, celery in, and my garlic. Oh, it's not doing. We've got some lamb shanks.
We got some lamb shanks.
So I bought some nice lamb shanks today.
And some not so nice lamb shanks.
Well, they're not so nice. I think this one's better than the other one though.
Oh, okay. Can you explain to us how to buy lamb shanks?
I can. So this little guy, well actually there's two of those, these are what they call four-quarter. So they're basically the front legs of the little lammy. And they're very good. But I came across these ones first, and they were a good price, so I bought two of them. And then I went to this really nice shop in Dunedin, nice butcher, and they had this really lovely rare organic lamb shank, which was quite more expensive, but I kind of bought it anyway. So now I've got three lamb shanks.
Yeah, but how? What's the difference? So this is a rear leg.
That's the front leg. This one, the nice big one, is the rear leg. It goes that way.
And you want the rear leg.
Well, you can see it. You can see the difference in this. You can see the difference.
Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense. Front leg, you think about our front legs and our back legs.
Your front legs.
Well, you know what I mean.
Okay, anyway. So this one's much nicer, but it's also twice the price. So
there you go.
So we ended up with three lamb shanks.
And we're not going to eat three lamb shanks, so we'd love to invite you for dinner. Come jump through the screen and then come join us for dinner.
But it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter because
we can actually freeze these really well, and they're fantastic the next day. Because what does it do overnight? It does something, but it makes it taste better. Goes cold and tastes better, you know.
It does taste
one of those things that does taste better the next day.
Okay, those little guys
lamb shanks are going in. Some salt and some pepper.
I'm going to get that pan nice and hot. We do want to try and get a bit of colour on those. And then on top of that, we are going to put yummy bits and pieces. We're going to put some tomatoes.
Some crushed tomatoes.
Can of crushed tomatoes. We're going to get the can in there. We're going to pour a little bit of wine, a bit of red wine.
Now this is completely optional. I don't encourage wine drinking, but in this instance, when you put the wine into the pan, it's actually going to boil off any of the alcohol content. What we're going to be left with is fantastic flavour, because you get beautiful flavour from the Merlot. So totally optional.
No, we're also going to add, it's quite hot now, we're going to add some tin tomatoes. We've got some lovely Calamata Olives and some stock. We've got some chicken stock that we made last time we had a roast chicken.
Yes.
Did you say that already?
No.
No. So last time we had a roast chicken, we had the carcass, popped it in a pot with some veggies, covered it in water, brought it to the boil, simmered it for an hour or so, turned it off,
and
strained off the liquid and kept the liquid.
And then you can freeze that, and then you can make that your stock.
so we're going to put a little bit of wine in there. About half a glass or so. Yeah. And we're going to put in our tomatoes. I don't know if we need a whole can. Well, I guess we do after all. Pretty cool. And then there's our stock that we've made. And in there we're also going to add a few olives.
So those are Calamata Olives?
This is Calamata.
Pitted Calamata.
Yeah.
And roughly, what did you put in? How many?
28.
28?
No, I have no idea. I mean, it was like a handful.
It's probably not off, you know. He has this amazing knack to just know.
It probably isn't 28, it's probably more like about 12.
12.
So we're going to bring the whole lot to the boil, and then we're going to pop a lid on, and then we're going to put the whole pan in the oven. It needs to go in for at least an hour and a half, but
preferably longer, isn't it?
You really can't overcook it. You just got to watch the amount of liquid that's in there. Our temperature of 180, that's pretty hot. If we find it's drying out a little bit, you can add some more water. You can turn the temperature down a little bit. 170, 160 is okay. The
reason you want to put the lamb shanks in for longer is what will actually start to happen is the meat will become really, really soft.
Very tender.
Very, very yummy, but it also helps just with the digestion of the meat. You also will get some of the bits from the bone that actually seep into the liquid. So, you know, what's it called?
Marrow.
No, what's the one with the C?
Cucumber?
No, not cucumber.
I don't know what you're on about. Anyway, let's come to the boil now.
The one that, you know, like...
Cartilage.
Cartilage! I couldn't think of the word. So you want the cartilage to break down because within cartilage...
Oh, there's stuff in the oven.
Yes. Oops. All sorts of wonderful nutrients that really help and support our bodies. So yes. And that's what happens when you do any kind of braised meat. You actually get all of those beneficial properties that are sitting in the bone of the meat. Yeah.
Press it.
Salad.
It's funny, you sound very excited.
I'm very excited. I like my pumpkin salad. This is actually one of my favorite salads. For those of you who've bought my recipe book, you know that the salad is in there, or a version of it anyway.
There's always versions of it.
There's lots of versions of it.
So we've got a pumpkin.
We got a pumpkin, funny enough,
anyway.
because we're making pumpkin salad.
And
how on earth do you cut these things? I mean, you know, I'm not a chef, and these things are just...
Oh, I got a new saw today, we could use that.
Let's use the saw, because this is really hard.
Oh, that looks scary, you're going to take your fingers off.
I'm going to take my fingers off.
Don't do that, because it's really hard to wash the blood of the pumpkin.
So,
thanks for that.
There's a reason why I get James to do this, because I find it really difficult. I'm sure there's a technique to it though. Can you share?
There is a technique, you get someone else to do it.
You get someone else to do it.
That's what you have kitchen hands for.
Oh.
They do all the crappy jobs someone else needs to do. Like cutting a pumpkin. Anyway, we're going to get the pumpkin and we're going to take the seeds out.
Are you gonna take the
I'm going to take the skin off.
You're going to take the skin off?
Yeah.
Okay. And
take my fingers off. So.
And then I'm going to prepare the spinach. Yeah?
This is nice spinach. This is from our garden. I picked it today, so it's very nice.
Look.
No bugs?
Look what's there.
Oh, there's a strawberry. That's right. I picked the strawberry from the garden.
Strawberry hiding in the spinach.
So this is our strawberry patch, which is managing to produce one strawberry every 2 days, which is, I must say, not particularly useful.
A very poor effort on part of our strawberry patch.
They're nice strawberries.
But look how impressive is that strawberry. That's a pretty impressive strawberry.
As long as you don't mind having one strawberry every 2 days.
Yeah.
Flash.
No.
Anyway, we're going to roast the pumpkin. So I've got my pan here.
Okay.
I'm going to cut my pumpkin to kind of bits.
Bite size, I call it.
That's a big bite. I can't eat that in one go, can you?
No, it might be challenging.
Anyway, Doesn't matter so much. We're just going to cut it into bits.
All needs to be the same size though, doesn't it?
It does want to be the same size because
Yes.
then it will cook evenly.
Yes.
So I think that's probably enough because I do have a habit of cooking for
20 people.
No, I wouldn't say 20.
Maybe 6.
So rude.
Six
I would say
people.
3.
3 people.
I normally make it. Yeah.
3 people. Yeah, I know. This is kind of weird because there's only the 2 of us, and he always. Mind you, I think there's a reason for that. I think it's because you prepare something for me to have for lunch the next
Tomorrow.
day.
This is true.
Which is very considerate, even if it is unintentional.
So anyway, we've got some little bit of oil on there, a little bit of salt. Always a little bit of salt.
And then what? We're going to pop that bad boy in the oven.
Not yet. A little bit of pepper.
A little bit of pepper.
There's always more.
There's always more.
There's always more. And I always like sprinkles. I like sprinkles.
Like sprinkles.
So this is
so what sprinkles are we
my
adding?
favourite sprinkle of the moment is fiery hot harissa.
It's very nice.
And it's got mostly paprika in it. And
Mostly
chili,
paprika.
caraway, mint. I wouldn't think mint actually. Garlic powder, cumin and coriander. So it's just like
Very
a little
nice.
kind of...
And you can pretty much get any kind of spicy mix.
Yeah.
Do always check your spicy mixes because they do contain gluten, some of them. So just double check
and lots of
those.
salt. As well. So anyway, that's our...
That's our pumpkin.
Get
Woohoo!
away from the shirt because I don't want to put myself in it. So we're going to pop that in the oven. I reckon that will take... I have no idea.
15 minutes?
No, I
20
reckon,
minutes?
No, 20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes.
I reckon give it 15 we want to turn it over.
You'll know because it gets kind of soft.
And here's the catch, because we've actually got our lamb shanks in the oven, of course, and they're on a slightly, perhaps lower temperature than I would traditionally roast pumpkin at, but, you know, I've got one oven, so what do you do?
What do you do? But normally, if you were to do this separately, you would have it at what, 180?
180. Do you know, I reckon we might have said 180 for the shanks, and it might be a bit...
Might be a bit hot.
It's a bit hot.
Do you want to put it down?
No, it's on 180, so...
Oh well, it's on 180 then.
You know, I reckon that's, you know...
But if
What's
you
the
were
big
to do
deal?
ideal lamb shanks, you'd go a little bit lower.
I'd have 2
for
ovens.
longer.
I'd have 2 ovens, one at 160 degrees, slowly braise my lamb shanks for 2.5 hours, and one a bit hotter to roast my pumpkin.
Well, you never know. Be
But
careful what you wish for.
But we don't. I don't have 2 ovens.
2 ovens.
Oh, you know about a slosh?
A slosh is what? 1 tablespoon.
Yep, for a slosh.
1 tablespoon.
God, you actually measure that one? I wouldn't bother.
Well, because I've gotten it wrong a few times.
Well, it's kind of the same quantities of vinegar and oil.
Apple cider.
And then it's like a spoon of... Yeah.
And this is our favourite apple cider.
Yeah.
You gotta get Bragg's apple cider.
Probably should give it a shake first because all the dudes are on
All
the bottom.
the good dudes are on the bottom. What we mean by dudes is fermented. It's got a mother in it, so it's a fermented product, which is really good for your digestion. And then we always add some mustard.
Can't use the same spoon, can you?
No, because then you get funny things.
More.
That much? More?
Okay,
That much?
half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon.
Plonk that bad boy in there.
Plonk that in there.
Give it a bit of a
Give
mixy
it
around.
a bit of a stir.
And I reckon that's all you need for a dressing.
So
Nuts.
Now we're going to roast these guys because, to be honest, we like these guys, but they
Walnuts
can
are
be
nice.
a little bit bitter if you have them raw. So they taste much better when you roast them.
Brings the flavour out. So we don't need all those nuts probably because I've gone a bit carried away. I just filled the bowl up because it looks good. To be honest, that's probably enough. It's half a bowl.
So
So we're
yeah.
going to put those in the oven now. Hope the oven's going to fit. They're going to only take 4 minutes.
So you don't put any oil or anything
They're
in them.
full of oil.
They're full of oil. Okay.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
no
Oh.
space.
Just point that in.
Okay.
So our salad is pumpkin.
Pumpkin,
The spinach we've washed. It needs to. It's kind of sitting there.
And then
We've got some.
we got some
cheese.
very special buffalo feta. Now, just so you know the guidelines of the show, we don't use a lot of dairy. We try and stay away from dairy. But in some cases, we'll add a little bit of feta, and we tend to go with not cow. We tend to go with goat or buffalo or something a little bit different.
What else is there other than cow or buffalo? Or
there's goat.
And what's the other choice?
Sheep.
Sheep.
Yep. So
and
there's a few different choices. I don't know. How many animals are there in the world that produce milk?
Well, I think most mammals, in fact.
Yeah.
Do you want
You
to milk them?
generally don't get monkey cheese, do you?
No.
So
anyway, we're going to
just a little bit of the buffalo feta.
Have you tried this one? I've not tried it.
No, but it's quite yummy. It's very rich and nice, that one. Quite like that one. Nice? It's pretty good.
It's not bad. It
not
doesn't
bad.
taste...
It's not a very strong buffalo taste, is it?
No, a buffalo-y taste.
Well, you know.
What does buffalo taste like?
Well, like wild animal life.
It doesn't taste like wild animal.
It doesn't taste like wild animal. So... Okay, and we're back, and now I'm going to show you how we're going to put this lovely pumpkin salad together. So it's really quite simple. We're going to get some spinach.
Got the walnuts.
Walnuts, and we're
We've
just
got a little bit of parsley in our veggie garden here, so we might just put a bit of that in as well. We've got rather a lot of it, and it's going to go to seed if we don't eat it.
And parsley is so good for you. So we're just going to pop a few leaves of that. Okay, and then we've got our walnuts, which these are nicely toasted, not too dark. And we're just going to chuck those over the top.
Where's the pumpkin gone? I think it's
Where's the
oven, isn't
pumpkin?
it?
Uh-oh, we lost the pumpkin.
Yeah, it's really greedy.
Where's our pumpkin? Yum.
Oh, the tongue's gone.
Tongs.
Is that my job, is it?
Yeah, well, I don't know, you're right there. And then I've got the goat's feta, which we're just going to crumble over the top. Nicely crumbled. You can see how that goat's feta just makes the whole dish so yummy and appealing.
It's buffalo.
Oh, it's buffalo. I forgot it was buffalo.
Yeah, it's cheese.
It's cheese. Yay. There we go. So there is our fabulous. Can you see that?
Look at your fingers.
Look at my fingers. Yum. There you go.
So it just needs the dressing on top now.
And now
but
we got the dressing.
I'd always wait until you're ready to eat it. Put the dressing on, because otherwise the vinegar makes the salad go a bit soft.
So you wait till your lamb shanks are ready.
And now luckily our lamb shanks are ready.
Oh, our lamb shanks are ready.
Which is good because I'm really hungry.
Wow, look at those lamb shanks. Yum. They look delicious.
So now I've got 3 rather large lamb shanks in there.
So really, I mean, we could have left these on a little bit longer, but we wanted to show you before, you know, gets too late in the night.
Yeah, they could have a little bit longer.
Little bit longer. Ideally, you want them to just kind of fall off the bone, then you know they're really ready.
Yeah, so they need a good 2 hours, and they've only really had an hour and a half, haven't they? So I think we should pop them back in the oven.
We'll pop them back in the oven, and we will return once again.
That's why we didn't dress the salad, wasn't it?
That's why we didn't dress the salad. So we will show you the final picture.
Yes.
Once it's all ready. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. And thank you so much for watching our very first episode of
Nude Food.
Pure Food Made Real Good. We look forward to seeing you in our next episode. If you don't want to miss any, I really recommend that you subscribe, because, hey, this is a fun show.
So what are we going to cook next week?
Who knows?
Who knows?